All right, Shalom Yasharala. All right, we made it to another Pesach. And I'm going to start out by giving infinite honors to our Heavenly Father, our great King.
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kwakadash.
I also want to give double honors to our teachers, apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations to our fellow laborers in Yahweh Shah, Prison of True Colors, Four Winds. This final hour, all right? And we made it to another Pesach, man. We're at the end of our captivity. And we keep this high holy day that was ordained for us to follow by our Heavenly Father and our great King, Yahweh Shema Shah, because we don't want the destroying wind that's about to overtake America to befall us or our household, and first and foremost, our Akim, the elect, man. And every elect brother, he wants his household to be delivered. The fruit of his loins, man. Okay? And the fruit of our loins have to do what? Conform to this word. Because we know when all your household may not be of the elect. Most High might love you and don't love the fruit that came from between your legs, man. And there's many cases of that when you read the book of Kings and Chronicles and all the books of Samuel, man. All right, you had a righteous king that bore wicked sons. Okay, so what we do, we making our calling election sure, and we come to Yahweh Shema Shah with fear and trembling, and we pray that we do what it takes that He will deliver us, our Akim, and our households, man, because this is what this is all about, man. That's what the Passover was all about. All right, that the nation of Israel will be delivered from that destroying wind that came over us in ancient time past. And that same destroying wind, all right, those same angels of death are going to come over the nation of Israel in this final hour, man. All right. And I'm about to just start off in the Blessed Scrolls. I'm going to get straight to the point, man. Going in our history, man. Okay. History is known to do what? Repeat itself. All right? When you look at the nation of Israel, the Most High repeats itself with the different prophets. They tell us you're going into captivity because you did that. You're going into captivity because you did this. This is what you have to do to come out of captivity. Okay? History always repeats itself. Okay? But this is the final time it's going to repeat itself. Because when the nation of Israel is delivered out of this captivity, we will never go into captivity again. Right? So I'm going to start off in the books of Acts, the 11th chapter. And I'm going to start at verse 4. And Moses said, "Thus saith Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, about midnight I will go out into the midst of Egypt." We're in modern day Egypt right now. When you read Revelation 11 chapter, it plainly tell you America is spiritual Egypt, man. This is the house of bondage, man. Okay, we're in the land of our oppressors. We are captors. We are captive slaves that are hastening to get loose from this motherfucking pit, man. Okay, and all the firstborn in the land of Egypt shall die, from the firstborn of Pharaoh that sit upon his throne, even unto the firstborn of the maidservant that is behind the mill, and all the firstborn of beasts. No matter what class you are, all right? No matter how much money you got or how poor you are, all right? When that destroying wind comes, the Most High, if you don't have that mark of exemption, it's going to fall on you. Now, the difference between this Passover and ancient Passover, all right, you're going to have millions of Israelites that's going to die in this one. In fact, the bulk of Israelites are going to die in this one, all right? Because when we was in ancient Israel, the vast majority of us was delivered. That destroying wind passed over the nation, okay? But this one, all right, let's look right now. We holding this memorial that was ordained by Yahweh Shema Shah with fear and trembling. But what's the vast majority of the nation of Israel doing right now? They're not keeping this high holy day. They're keeping Christmas, though. They just kept Mardi Gras, though, all right? So the servants of Yahweh Shema Shah and their households are going to be delivered, are the ones that the Most High is going to, that little sanctuary is the ones he's going to protect, man. Okay? And there shall be a cry throughout the land of Egypt, such as there was none like it, nor shall be like it anymore. Okay? In the coming days here in America, that great death that was in ancient Egypt is going to befall the inhabitants here in modern day Egypt. Okay? It's going to be crying like never before. Now, they were just crying for the firstborn. This time, the Most High is going to wipe out whole bloodlines, whole families, all right? Whole lineages, okay? This is going to be the worst time since the earth been in orbit, all right? According to Matthew, the 24th chapter, all right? But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue, all right? Now, for this time, that's going to be for the elect. That's not going to be for the whole nation of Israel. Because when you read Romans, the 9th chapter, the 6th verse, all Israel is not of Israel, all right? And when you go to Galatians, the 6th chapter, it say you got the Israel of the Most High. You have the elect. For the elect's sake, all flesh won't be destroyed, okay? That you may know that Yahweh does put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel. And guess what? 2/3 of our people have the mindset of Egyptians, Edomites, Babylonians, so on and so forth. All right? Micah, the 2nd chapter, says this place will pollute you. How will it pollute you? It will pollute your mindset. All right? So when the Most High look at 2/3 of our people, he look at them no different than he look at a heathen. And he say the heathen is spittle to him. Okay? So that's why we conform to this our customs, our culture. Because when you go to Deuteronomy 30th chapter, Moses say, Yahweh Shema Shai has commanded me this day to put before you good and evil, good and blessings, and death and evil, man. Roughly paraphrasing. All right? Good and evil. In fact, I'm going to get the precept. I don't want to bang jangle. Let me get it. This is Deuteronomy 30. Go down to the 15th verse. And it reads, see, I have set before thee this day life and good and death and evil. All right? So you're either going to get with Yahweh Shema Shai's program, all right? Wash your hands, clean, wash your garments, clean your hands, and walk in the ways of Yahweh Shema Shai and beg him for mercy. Or you're going to be clueless and oblivious to the times we're living in and partake in the judgment that he's going to give the heathen. When you read Jeremiah, the 25th chapter, he say, give Jerusalem this cup of trembling and give the heathen this cup of trembling. All right? So Israelites this time, they're going to partake in the judgment we pass over with their destroying. Okay? About to go to Exodus. We'll go over one chapter. Exodus, I'm going to get straight to the point. Exodus 12 and 12. Okay? Because see, you got to understand, that night, it was, the nation of Israel was fearing and trembling Yahweh Shema Shai. Everybody was fearing and trembling Yahweh Shema Shai that was in the tents of Israel, man. No matter what tribe you was from. We believe, all right? People seeing the great miracles that the Most High worked through Moses. All right, so over there in Goshen, where the nation of Israel was dwelling, all right, we was believing, all right? Now, when we went in the wilderness, a lot of the vast majority of the generation, they faith wavered, you know? But that night, people were believing. They seen all those miracles. Swarms of locusts, frogs, balls, all right, boils growing on people, so on and so forth. So we knew when he gave that last judgment, he say all the firstborn is going to die. We knew, all right. That's why we put the blood on the doorpost, because we believe, all right. And right now we're spiritually putting the blood on these doorposts, what we're about to read about, all right. This is Exodus 12 and 12. But I will press through the land of Egypt this night, and I will smite all the firstborn of the land of Egypt, both man and beast, and against all the powers of Egypt, I will execute judgment. I am Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? This time, fuck the firstborn. Everybody gone. The firstborn, the seventhborn, you got 3 kids, you got 5 kids, everybody getting wet. And it's not going to be exclusively the Egyptians, all right? The Hamites, all right? Israelites going to get caught up in this rapture, all right, in this judgment, okay? Everybody that's outside of the temple, all right, that's not serving Yahweh Shema Shai with fear and trembling, all right? Not being a help to the prophets, okay? Not being yoked to the prophets, all right? Which is the body of Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, all right? They're going to taste this judgment, this same judgment, all right? And this day shall be unto you a memorial. That's why we keeping this. That's why it's a high holy day. We get all the bread out of our house, anything with leaven in it, okay? We prepare ourselves before it comes. Make sure we don't have no secret sins or no hate for brothers, okay? And we seek Yahweh Shema Shai. Salaki. Put some incense on it, all right? And we seek Yahweh Shema Shai with fear and trembling, man. And you know what? That spirit that we get into for the Passat, all right? You're supposed to be like that year round, man. All right? Straight up. You're supposed to be like that year round, okay? But when it comes to the Passat, all right, you don't want to take it unworthily, okay? So you make sure that you have a strict self-analysis of yourself, okay? All right? Verse 13, and blood should be to you for a token upon the house where you are. And I will see the blood, and I will pass over you. All right, and that's why we call it the Passover, the Passat. Okay? And what's passing over us? A destroying wind, judgment, death, destruction. We're going to get into it. We're going to see exactly what's going to pass over and how it passed over. Okay? And the plague shall not be upon you to destroy you when I smite the land of Egypt. All right? And when Yahweh Bashim Shai gives his word, man, he watches over his word to perform it, man. When he says it's going to happen, it's going to happen. He's about to do it here. We're about to see a famine like you've never seen before here in America. You're about to see pestilence like you've never seen it before here in America. You're about to see great death in this motherfucker. These haughty so-called black women, they're going to be bought low. These other nations that look upon us and frown upon us and hiss when they see us, they're going to be bought low. Anybody out of the spirit, not rolling in the spirit, this judgment that we're reading about is not going to pass over them. It's going to descend into their households and wipe out whole lineages, whole bloodlines, and blot out their memory from the planet Earth, from the kingdom of men. All right? The only men that are going to be remembered and immortalized is going to be the elect. Okay? All right? And the day shall be unto you a memorial, and you shall keep the feast of Yahweh throughout your generations, and you shall keep that feast by an ordinance forever. And what? 4,000, 5,000 years later? All right? However many years, don't quote me on it. I should know that, however many years, we know it was different ages. It was eons. It was thousands of years. All right? To now, all right, the Most High has let us remember ourselves in the land of our captivity. All right, and he put things back in our remembrance. We're keeping it again. We're rehearsing the righteous acts. We're keeping this ordinance, man. Okay? We're getting back in that Holy Spirit that we used to dwell in when we were those 40, those 80 years under King David and Solomon. All right? When we had peace all around us. For us to have peace all around us, we was rocking on the right vibration, man. All right? And let's see, all right, when you read about it, what went on in ancient Egypt, it just says that the destruction was going to pass over the Israelites. But when you go to the scripture in Wisdom of Solomon, the 17th chapter, it tells you exactly what that destruction was, man. It tells you how the Most High got down. All right, you get a more thorough understanding what happened that night, okay, and how all these motherfuckers died, okay. And I'm gonna read it from the New Living Translation. So you could so you could get a good depiction how traumatic it was for those who didn't have that blood on their doorpost. And that blood on your doorpost is your mind, all right? It's your mind, okay? That's what that blood on the doorpost represents, man. How about Shemawashi's blood, all right? His word, all right? That doorpost is our mind, the doors of our mind, man. Okay? Now let's see what happened. I'm gonna read out of the NL New Living Translation what happened for the people it did not pass over. Let's see what happened to them that night, all right? This is Wisdom of Solomon 17, and I'm gonna start from the top. Great are your judgments and hard to describe. Therefore, uninstructed souls have gone astray. Okay? And this is a judgment. All right? When the Most High lets that doesn't let that destroying wind pass over you, that's your judgment coming down on you. Okay? But when lawless people suppose that they held the holy nation in their power, talking about the ancient Egyptians, they themselves lay as captives of darkness, prisoners of long night, shut in under their rules, exiles from eternal providence. For thinking that in their secret sins they were observed behind a dark curtain of forgetfulness, they were scattered terribly alarmed and appalled by specters. Now listen, the only sin that the nation of Egypt did in that time, all right, the only sin a heathen really can do is when they deal ill with the nation of Israel. That was what their sins. All right, putting us in hardcore labor, oppressing us, all right, dealing with us ill. All right, we're the apple of Yahweh Shemawashi's eye. All right, everybody that's incensed against the Most High's elect, all right, they're sinning, coming against the nation of Israel. When the so-called white man educate our children in these indoctrination camps, he calls schools and pollute them with their Western philosophy. That's how the so-called white man sins, man. The Most High don't give two shits about a Moabite eating squid and octopus, two white men ramming each other, Grecians ramming each other. No, their sin comes when they deal ill with the apple of the Most High's eye, okay? But thinking that their secret sins, they were unobserved behind a dark curtain of forgiveness, they were scattered terribly along and appalled by specters. Another thing, liken this to the nation of Israel. When you partake in this ordinance, all right, partake in this custom, this memorial that was ordained by Yahweh Shema Shah, you better not have no secret sins. All right, you better go to the throne of grace boldly and beg Yahweh Shema Shah to have mercy on you if you have sin in your life. Don't be a sinner going two ways and then come partake in this ritual, man. All right, you're gonna get your ass put down according to what that is, 1 Corinthians the 14th chapter. All right, and don't quote me on that. It's 1 Corinthians 14. You know what? I can't bang Django like that. We gotta be perfect. Let me get it. This is and I was wrong. Yep. Bear with me. Let me find this precept about taking a Passat. All right, it's 1 Corinthians, the 11th chapter. All right, now let me find the precept. This is 1 Corinthians 11 and 28. But let a man examine himself, and so let him eat of the bread and drink of that cup. We're talking about this Passat. All right? All right? For he that eateth and drinketh unworthily, that means you got the sinner that goes two ways. The man that got secret hate for his brother. The brother that has a vice that he hasn't conquered yet. All right? You better go before Yahweh Shema Shai and ask him for mercy and ask him to give you the strength to be more than an overcomer, and don't be eating it deceitfully, okay? Or go to a brother you have an issue with and don't eat it until you and him have rectified y'all situation, okay? He that eateth and drinketh damnation to himself, not discerning Yahweh's body. See, this is a Solomon secret. This is a serious thing. Most High is serious. And what we about to read about in Wisdom of Solomon, the 17th chapter, if you eat this Yahweh Shemaiah's body unworthily, because that lamb was a representation of Yahweh Shemaiah's body, okay, you'll get your ass put down, put to death. All right? You receive on your soul total damnation, man. For this cause many are weak and sickly among you, and many sleep. Okay? So you gotta make sure you have no secret sin in your temple, man. All right? So this is serious business. Serious business. All right? Back to Wisdom of Solomon 17. Okay? And I'm reading in the NLB. So, you know, that the Old English, sometimes when you reading the Old English, we basically go out of the KJV for everything. But sometimes we'll bring out NLV scriptures, other translations, because people that grow up in this modern day English, they get an understanding of it better sometimes. Like when I'm teaching my sons, I let my sons read out of the other translations sometimes so they can get a full understanding of it. Okay? Yeah. All right, verse 4. But not even the inner chamber that held them protected them from fear, but terrifying sounds rang out around them, and dismal phantoms with gloomy faces appeared. See, this is what happened to them people, man. This is how these people died, man. They were seeing apparitions. They were seeing ghosts. Okay? When you read in Exodus the 11th and 12th chapter, it don't tell you how they died. He just said the firstborn died, okay? And then you had crying going up out of Egypt. But it gets thorough here. Motherfuckers were seeing ghosts, freaking out, hair turning gray. Their hair was standing on top of their heads, man. They were seeing shit that wasn't there. This is what was going on with the firstborn. So the people in the houses with the firstborn, and it happened to the firstborn of beast, whatever was the firstborn, you looking at your older brother and be like, man, what the fuck wrong with him? Some bugging out. And he running in the walls, seeing shit, freaking out. The Most High put an old reprobate, lunatic spirit on them, and they was going insane to the point they were so scared they fell down and died, man. That's what happened on the night of the Passover. That's the angel of death that came in that motherfucker, man. He came in like a phantom in that motherfucker, man. Okay? And no power of fire was able to give light. So even when they was in a room lit up with fire and light, it was all gloomy darkness to them. Okay? This was what was going on with those firstborn. All right? Nor did the brilliant flames of the stars avail to illuminate that hateful night. All right? So the darkness that Yahweh Shemaiah put through the land of Egypt, you couldn't see nothing. You couldn't see shit. Okay? Nothing was shining through them to escape a dreadful self-kindled fire. And in terror, they deemed the things that they saw to be worse than an unseen appearance. All right, so these guys was bugged out, man. They were seeing ghosts. All right, then when you read Revelation, the 4th chapter, you read, and they say those 4 beasts. All right, all angels don't look just like us. You got angels that look like beasts. When you read Ezekiel, the 1st chapter, all right, you got hideous looking angels, man, that freak you out. Every time a man of the Lord saw an angel in the scripture that got sick, like Daniel saw him, and the angel had to touch him to give him strength. He saw an angel and fainted, man. So just imagine seeing one of them demons, one of them Darth Vader, death angels the Most High sent on assignment, man. All right? You look at them, your heart, you have a fucking heart attack, man. All right? Us in this corner round, all right? And a natural man, us brothers dwelling within the light, the Most High give us understanding of spiritual things. But just imagine a carnal man, all right, seeing things out of this world, all right, that he only see in movies, but it's a million times worse than what he see in the movies. And he said in real life, man, you freak out and you die. You die of fear. Okay? You die of fear. The delusions of their magic are laid humble, and they boast in wisdom and they Salakia, the delusion of their magic are laid humble, and their boasted wisdom was scornfully rebuked. For those who promise to drive out the fears and disorders of a sick soul were sick themselves with ridiculous fear. So the ones that was trying to help them and come help them in their time of need, they started freaking out. They were scared that night, man. Okay? The Most High is about to come through. What you were saying? Yeah. All right? The Most High about to come through like that on the kingdom of man again. Okay? For even if nothing disturbing frightened them, yet scared by passing of wild animals and hissing of snakes. All right? They was hearing and seeing shit that wasn't there. This is what happened on that Passover night. All right? And the Most High protected the nation of Israel from these apparitions, from these angels of death. Okay? And we want to be protected when they come this time. They're coming back. They're coming back full force. Okay? They perish in trembling fear, refusing to look even at the air, though nowhere it could be avoided. All right? And so you ever seen somebody get so scared they piss on themselves, they shit in their pants? A lot of that was going on, man. All right? This is what happened that dreadful night, okay? This is what the Most High protected the nation of Israel from. For wickedness is a cowardly thing, all right? Condemned by its own testimony, distressed by conscience, it is always exaggerated to difficulty, all right? And wickedness begets wickedness, and this is what wickedness get. This is the judgment for wicked men, all right? The Most High send spirits of delusion to bug you out. He said, give me any plague but the plague of the mind, man, all right? Most High bug you out and have you a prison in your own body, man. All right, that's why when you see these people in these crazy houses, these mental facilities, something similar to demons that plagued the land of Egypt that night, that's the same demons that plagued those people in these mental facilities. And a lot of them end up committing suicide, man. All right, the same thing. Most High bug their asses out, man. And they don't know if they're going or coming. That's why they put them in straitjackets, because they start harming themselves. They choose death out of over all of those demonic entities they see that's plaguing their minds, man. And the Most High would do it to you. He would do it to you, man. He'll have you wishing for death. Okay? For fear is nothing but a giving up the helps that come from reason. All right? That's why he told us, fear is not of Yahweh Shem Shah. He told us to fear no man. Fear nobody but Yahweh Shem Shah. All right? So when it comes to a man of the Lord that's dwelling with the light, you tripping when you're fearing. All right? And all fear is your mind, all right, has been occupied by a fucking demon. All right? Our great king, when he walked on earth, he didn't fear nothing. All right? Now we're not gonna get over righteous. He knew the way he had to die. And he was like, Lord, if this cup can pass me, let me pass me. But that was that human element that fallen a state in these chains of darkness. But guess what? He walked through it. The Most High empowered him to go through it. Okay? And hope defeated by the inward weakness prefers ignorance of what causes the torment. And that's everybody that's not in the truth, man. When you're not in the truth, these are the things that are going to consume you, man. You're weak, you're feeble, you're naked. All right? And you don't have your Yahweh Shem Shah to protect you from these entities. But throughout the night, which was really powerless and which came upon them, the recess of powerless, Hades, and Hades is another way of saying hell. These were demons of hell, demons of destruction, demons of torment. They all slept the same sleep. The Most High killed their asses. And now we're driven by monstrous specters, and now we're paralyzed by their soul surrender. The sudden and unexpected fear overwhelmed them. And whoever was there fell down and thus was kept shut up in a prison not made of iron. It was the prison in their minds. All right? Most High freaked them out. So that's what happened on the Passover, man. All right? That's what happened for those that the destruction didn't pass over. All right, the Most High sent demons of torment to wreak havoc on their lives, man. Okay, and we don't want that. All right, so for that not to happen to you, this is what we're supposed to be doing. Okay, this is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14. I'm gonna start. Oh, Salaki. I mean, Second Ezra 14. Okay, this is Second Ezra. Yeah, tighten up. All right, chill out. Second Ezra 14 and 14. Let go from me mortal thoughts and cast away the burdens of man, but put off now the weak nature. Okay, this is what we're supposed to be doing. All right, anything that will have you at enmity with Yahweh Shem Shai. All right, any leaven that you have in you. All right, you got to put it off. All right, and you need to put, and that's weak. Sin makes you weak. Okay, you have to put sin away from you. Sin is equivalent to leaven. All right, and set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste to flee from these times. And the things that are heavy is, all right, this society we're in is geared up to drain you. Child support, work, bills. All right, this ain't no place where you have rest. You deal with a woman, she vexes your spirit. Go to the job, the people at the job vexes your spirit. All right, this is hell for an Israelite man. All right, they got the saying, a white man's heaven is a so-called black man's hell. All right, so this place wearies you. Okay, and set aside the thoughts that are most heavy to thee, and haste to flee from these times. All right, and that's why we're keeping this this memorial. All right, that ordained by Yahweh Shem Shai. We want to be protected from these times, but yet greater evils. What we just read about what happened in Wisdom of Solomon is going to be greater this time. It's going to be worse what happened in ancient Egypt. All right, and those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. All right. So what's about to fall on the kingdom of men right now is going to be nothing like it ever been on the planet Earth. So we need to beg Yahweh Shema Shai to comfort us in our households, man. Okay. This is First Thessalonians. These are the things we have to do. You know, gotta have a balance. All right. This is First Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 17. All right. Pray without ceasing. That's the first thing you got to do. Pray to Yahweh Shema Shai that he strengthens your memory. All right. Our great king in the book of Corinthians said, his strength is made perfect in our weakness. Okay. So you got to ask Yahweh Shema Shai to strengthen you in your weakness. All right. And purge you of the leaven that's in you. Okay. Because we want this destruction to pass over us. All right. These are the things you have to do. All right. You have to pray without ceasing. Okay. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 2. For I am jealous over you with godly jealousy, for I have espoused you to one husband, that I might present you as a chaste virgin to Hamashiach. All right. So a chaste virgin is a lamb without blemish. It's a man that has that is sin is not imputed to him. Okay. So you have to beg Yahweh Shema Shai to forgive you of your transgressions. All right, and have mercy on you. Romans 81 say there's no condemnation for those in Hamashiach Yahushua. Okay, you want your garments to be lily white, man. All right, and your garments is your walk, your conduct. Okay, your actions, how you're living. All right, when your Yahweh Shema Shai looks at you, you want our groom, our great king, to look at you as a chaste virgin, man. All right, this is Psalms for you to become a chaste virgin. This is what you have to do. This is Psalms, the book of Psalms, chapter 119. verse 9, and it reads, "Death, wherewith shall a young man cleanse his way? By taking heed thereunto thy word. The word is what cleanses us. The word is what protects us. The word is what purifies us. The word is what makes us a chaste virgin. And the word is your Yahushua. You have to put your Yahushua on as a garment, man. Okay? Everybody that has that mark of exemption, they dwell within the light. And the light is your Yahushua, and he's the word, man. Okay? These are the men that the destruction is going to pass over. Okay? And Ezra gave us an example of what to do, man. All right, this is Second Ezra, chapter 8, verse 1. And he answered me, saying, The Most High have made this world for many, but the world to come for few. I tell thee a similitude. Ezra as one, thou askest the earth, if it shall say unto thee, that it giveth much mold where the earthen vessels are made. But little dust that gold cometh for. Even so is the course of this present world. When you go sift gold, it gives up, you put it in the little sifter, you get mostly dirt, clay, certain so on and so forth. And once you get through sifting with water, you get little specks of gold. All right. When you look at all of humanity, that's how the elect is. All right. That was a beautiful poetic metaphor that Ezra gave through the Spirit. Okay, that's how rare elect man is. Okay, the same way you find that little speck of gold with the way the 49ers used to dig for gold in our West. That's what they used to do. And you'll get the little specks of gold, man. All right, there'll be many created, but few shall be saved. Okay. Hey, wake up. All right, you look like you. Wake up. Don't let it happen again. There'll be many created, but few shall be saved. Okay? So I answered, and when he said many created, but few shall be saved, that's talking about his elect men. All right? Out of all of humanity, the nation of Israel is only but the nation of Israel that's going to be delivered is a small remnant. It say, though Israel be as the sand of the sea, only a small remnant shall be saved. So what did Ezra say next that will get you saved? Get this Passover, this destruction passed over your ass. He say, so I answered and said, swallow then down, O my soul, understanding and devour wisdom. All right? That's how you get that mark of exemption. All right? That's how that destroying wind passes over you, man. Wisdom and knowledge will stabilize you, all right, and be a defense to you. Okay? So with that, you know what? Let me bring out one more scripture. All right. 12. You know what? I'm gonna leave on that one, man. All right. Swallow down your soul, knowledge and wisdom. All right. Don't take this Passover unworthily. All right. Beg your high about your mouth, shop for mercy. When you go through the ritual, you know, when you say those prayers, lead them, man. All right. You got any issue with a brother, go to that brother if you can. And you know, ask him to forgive you. If he did something transgressive, if he did something to you, and you got to arc with him, let him know, man. Don't be a sinner going two ways. When you're around the brothers, you one way, but when you're in the world, you're another way. Then you come partake in this in the ceremony. You're gonna get yourself killed. So with that, I'm gonna give infinite honors to my heavenly Father and my great King, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, and Kakadash. Double honors to our teachers, the apostles of Great Millstone, salutations to my fellow labors in Yahushua. Kwam Yasharala, Abba Baba. Shalom to you brothers, man, on the comment board. All right. How y'all business tonight, man? Fear and tremble.